All right, everyone, welcome back. Today, for this video, I'm going to go over individual player loads and building out the roster, so that way we can keep track of, just like we did with the team, and create that ACWR table. We're going to create an ACWR table for every athlete that we have in our roster. It's a cool way to show your coaches how granular you can get, and you can monitor ramp up periods and kind of keep track of, all right, when workload's this high, this person kind of does this, or maybe they have more in the tank or less, or whatever the case is. So we're gonna do, first thing, we're gonna build out to date here. I've made these columns about 50. So we make them a little bit smaller because we're not going to use all of it. And so the first one's going to be the date. The next one's going to be the schedule. Jesus. Next one's going to be the schedule. And then from here, we're going to go player one. We got 12 people on the team. What's that? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just like that. So roster of 12. And we're going to put in our date. 1, 2. And we'll go all the way down 14 days. Just like we did in the other video. For the team load, we had a game here. We'll have a game here. And we'll go game there, just like we did on the other one. And just like we had said before, this first day here is going to be an off day. I'm just adding a decimal here, so when I type a 0, it'll pop up as 0.1 or 0.0. So that first day is an off day, like we had said before. And so basically what we're looking at is game day -2. We had a practice here, and this is how we'll get those that score. And so basically what we did here, I just kind of copy and pasted my roster straight down this list here. I got my game load. I follow distance, as I told you guys before in part 1. I follow distance, high speed running, decelerations, and accelerations for basketball. I have all my bands and things like that. You can check that video out if you need to. And then what I would do is I would first take my game score that I was using. I'll retype it in here just for everybody to see again. Need that double open parenthesis. I need to take my distance, multiply it by 1. Jesus. Distance times 1. And right now I'm just adding the formula in that I would use. High speed running, I multiply that by 3. Decelerations, multiply by 4. And then accelerations are multiplied by 2. Do all that together, divided by 100. So I'm going to get a 0 now because I don't have anything in there. But we'll work with player 1 for right now. So, jeez, that's being all funny. So as I scroll up, you can see all the drills that we did for today. We did some partner shooting to start. I did some 5-man weave. We played 3-on-3, so on and so forth. 5-on-0. It's just some tactical stuff. We scrimmaged a little bit. We ran some sprints, things like that. So what I need to do is in this distance column right here, I need to add up all the distance, the total. I need to add up the total distance for player 1 in every single drill. So how do we do that? We're going to use a sum if formula. So equals sum if, just like that. Open parenthesis. First thing I have to do is I need to highlight my work range. So I come down, start with A2. I need to highlight the whole thing. And then I'll go comma. I only want to measure, or only want to add up player 1's distance. And then I'm going to use a comma again. And then I'm going to highlight my argument for the total distance. Come all the way down. And boom. Close parenthesis. Now, to make it easier on ourselves, I need to lock in these ranges here. So I need to lock in the whole range that I want this formula to search using $signs. After that, I need to lock in only the row for my players, because when I drag this down, I want this cell to correspond with player 2, this cell to correspond with player 3, so on and so forth. And also, to make it easier on ourselves, I need to highlight these columns right here, because when I want to be able to drag this over and it reference high speed running, which is right here, or not right there, that's distance per minute. I need to highlight high speed running, which is this F column right here. And then when I drag it over one more time, these are my decelerations right here, and these are my accelerations. So I'm just trying to make it easier on myself, so I'm not typing in the formula over and over again. So once I hit enter, it's going to add in that distance right there. So for player 1, her total distance for the day was 5,739 yards for across all the drills all together. From there, I can go ahead and hit the autofill, and it pretty much does that for every single player, as you can see. Right? I click on player 7. It's going to take 5,779 yards for player 7 for the whole session. Wow, this blue column that's lit up right here. Does that make sense? Once I have my game load formula in, I can go ahead and drag down that as well. So that way it always references these columns right here to give me the score. Now, I'm going to drag this whole column over. Let's start with 1. So I'll drag this column over. Now, once I click it, it's referencing the E column, the distance per minute. I don't want it to reference that, so I need to go in manually. I need to change this E to an F on both of them. E to an F. Now I'm referencing my high speed running. I can hit enter. And so for the day, for this session, player 1 ran 98 yards over 13.7 miles per hour. And then I can go ahead and autofill that. Player 6, same idea. Player 10, same idea. Next, I would do the same thing for my acceleration, or my deceleration, sorry. And I'll do it one more time for my accelerations. So that's my total game score right there. Total game score is right here. Player 1 did 61.5. And again, these are arbitrary numbers. Okay, 61.5. Player 5 did a 70. Player 6 had 83. And so if you want, you can take it a step further and just do an overall average. And this is an easier way to show your team's score for the day, because it takes all the players into account individually and creates an average there. Oh, Jesus. Can't spell average. Average. So average team score for the day is a 59. So if I have my team dashboard, I would insert 59 over there. Okay. Average. Now that I have my individual score for this session, I can come over to my roster. Now I need to get this data to just transpose and be horizontal. So what I would do is come over here to player 1 and start it, equals, transpose, go back over to my data sheet that I have my practice on, and I would just do this right here, highlight that game load section, not the average, just the game load section for each player, hit enter, and then it would move all my game scores across horizontally for each player. And I would do that for every single day. Every single day. Until we build this out, even when we have the games, same idea, right? And so what I would do after that is I would take this whole column right here and I would draw a line, or give it like a thick border just right there, and boom.